is the Gemini Grind.
All right, my perfect people. So today we're going to be talking about growing food in your home. In terms of growing food, did you know that you could go to the supermarket, buy lettuce, buy a green onion, and actually regrow those items that you purchased from the supermarket? So this is a green onion that I purchased from the supermarket. And as you can see here, right, this onion first started off in water. I allowed it to start growing the roots. I might put some pictures up or a video on what that looks like. And now I have a green onion that I've been using throughout the winter time. This green onion is gonna start flourishing again and even growing probably a little bit bigger because we might replant it outside. That's gonna be coming later. So as you can see here, there is another piece coming off of that green onion. Let me see if I can focus it in on this here for everybody. Nope, it doesn't want to focus in. But there's another little piece growing out right here. So this is awesome because you're never going to have to buy another green onion again because I'm eventually going to end up repotting this into a bigger pot so it can grow bigger and bigger. But for me and for what I was using it for was the occasional soups, using it for my ramen, some of my stir fries. This was perfect. And another thing too is I also make my own hot sauces. So instead of me going out and buying a whole bunch of hot sauces with a bunch of preservatives, actually I'm growing my own hot peppers and I'm freezing them. And I have bags upon bags of hot peppers. And also I have some tomatoes too as well. And I can show you a harvest that I actually got from my greenhouse that I have indoors, people. I have an indoor greenhouse. So I'm getting things like this during the winter. Remember, I live in the north. It is freezing outside. I believe yesterday was 39 degrees, and it does drop even lower at nighttime. So you're able to have food grow in your home if you do a couple things. Now, the most important thing is going to be the lighting and the temperature. You have to find a way to regulate your temperature as far as, you know, making sure that these plants are going to get the nutrients that they need. In terms of the nutrients, you also sometimes will have to buy something called neem oil because for some weird way, your plants will end up with something called fungus gnats, or they might end up having some little bugs that actually eat your vegetables too as well. So neem oil is great to have. So for me, what I did is I purchased an electric heater that I leave in the room where the plants are. And what that heater is, it's kind of a sophisticated heater. But what it does is I have an app. It's connected to my app, it's connected to my Wi-Fi, and I can see what the temperature is. And it'll actually shut off and turn back on when the temperature gets too cold. So it allows my plants to grow even during the winter. Now, you don't have to have a large space to do this. I have 12 by 12 maybe greenhouse in the garage, but you don't have to do that. I actually started off doing this on a small table, and I'm actually gonna show you that right now. All right, my prepper people, so as you can see here, I have a light. If I move up here a little bit, you'll actually see the light. So this is a standard, I believe, plant light, right? And so what it allows me to do is it allows me to have, I had a bunch of plants here that I started off. This light actually will move down closer to the seeds, and I started my seeds indoors. So I started my seeds indoors here. And then eventually I made a garden outside, and that allowed me to have large yields. We had summer squash, we had Brussels sprouts, we had tomatoes, we had cherry tomatoes. Of course, we had the peppers because I love my hot sauce. And I had ghost peppers, Fresno chilies. I had these little chipotle peppers. I believe that's what these are. I have so many peppers I don't even remember. Cayenne peppers. So I had so many different type of peppers growing, and we also had fresh lettuce. So this is something I wanted to highlight here, because what this is this is actually a piece of lettuce that I purchased from the supermarket, right? And what this is gets dumped into a small little thing of water, right? But you have to change this water all the time in order for you to start getting a yield of lettuce, right? You're gonna have to change that water every single day. You don't want this root to start getting all moldy. You want the tap roots to start coming out. You want these small, there's gonna be small little roots that are actually gonna start coming out of the bottom of this. Now remember, this came from a supermarket. I've done it before. There's gonna be tons of people who says that doesn't work. It does work. I had it grow about that tall, okay? And that's romaine lettuce. It isn't iceberg lettuce. Another thing we're gonna have too is we're gonna have onions, we're gonna have cilantro. We're gonna keep all that indoors. And we're just gonna have it grow right off of this light. And even if you have a small apartment, this is a small section in my living room where I have these plants and they're growing. And I have herbs growing, I have green onions growing, I'm gonna have white onions growing. And you can actually buy an onion from the store, and all you have to do is cut off, say this is an onion, you cut it, and then that bottom piece where you see something like this, where the root used to be, put that in some water, right? Remember, make sure that that water is clean every single day. You don't want to leave nasty, moldy water, because what's going to happen is the bottom of that vegetable is going to start turning black, and that's something you don't want. But I think that this is information that really needs to go out there, and I want to share my information with this platform for everybody out there that's looking to prepare and to kind of, you know, open their horizons on being more prepared. And this is something, honestly, I learned over COVID-19. I wasn't all about gardening stuff, but I realized that Mrs. Gemini Prepper, loving her gardening and prepping, that went together. And I, at first, wasn't on board with gardening. I was more like, oh, I got to get canned goods and stuff like that. These are skills that are going to help you in the long run. If you know how to plant, if you know how to keep vegetables alive, they're going to always help you in the long run. So I want you guys to keep in mind, I might put a list up also of different vegetables that you actually can start off by putting in water and eventually repotting them and then having some light. You'll be surprised how many vegetables can do that. So guys, you always want to sharpen your skills. You want to sharpen your mind. And this is a good way of starting off 2021 with a new skill. Now, some of you out there might have been doing this for a long time already. And you know, you probably know more than I do. And that's okay, because there's going to be some people on this channel that don't know about this. And again, it isn't really rocket science. Literally, I took the end piece of a green onion and I stuck it in some water, and then I started seeing little roots come out, and then I put it in some dirt. This is going to be the same thing with this. This is the bottom of romaine lettuce. When I see some roots come out, I'm going to stick that into some dirt, and then I'm going to lightly water it, right? And you're going to start seeing new vegetation start coming off from the top here. And also too, with the onions are actually, they grow. If you ever seen an onion and it starts growing roots, that's a perfect time to start putting that in some water, then putting it over to repotting it, and now you're gonna have some nice onions growing for you. So that's all I have for you guys today. Gemini Prepper. Follow me on Instagram, The Gemini Prepper. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It definitely helps the channel. My New Year's resolution for the channel is to put out better content, get better as a creator, and also learn from the community and keep on sharpening my mind and my skills too as well. So everybody out there, stay tactical, stay technical, and remember, life isn't a game, but prepping is a cheat code. Till next time.
This is the Gemini Prepper.